When I recite Quran, I feel like it rolls off the tongue, like it sounds nice. Like even just to sit and recite Quran is just a very relaxing sensation. I mean, the Quran really deals with such a broad spectrum, you know, going from like your reason for being, the creation of mankind, you know, down to the practical laws, down to historical stories of the prophets. And there's so much wisdom contained, you know, that it's one of those books that sometimes if you read a book once, you know, you feel like you've read it, you wouldn't read it again. But the Quran, every single time you read it, it's like there's always something else to be gained. There's something like an ayah which you've read many times over. When you read it again, you just find out something different in it. Or you can read a different scholar's interpretation or a hadith about this ayah, and all of a sudden you gain something extra. And it just seems like this never stops with the Quran, you know. For me, you know, if we believe that God has actually given us His book and an actual sort of code for life, a belief, you know, everything's in there that we need. You know, I think, you know, the more I try to make this like an everyday part of my life to read the Quran. السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. I hope they don't work. After I'd been Muslim for maybe around 5 years, and shortly after I got married, my wife and myself, we moved out to Syria for a year. The main reason was we wanted to study Arabic so we could understand some more of the Quran, some more of the works which has not been translated into English, just to get a better feeling for the dua and all these kind of things. So we studied out in Syria for a year. We studied at the University of Damascus for a while, and we also, alhamdulillah, had some help from some of the houses who let us sit in their classes and put on some special programs for us. You know, all in all, I mean, that year which I spent in Syria really changed, had a completely life-changing effect for me. It really had a massive influence on my understanding of Islam and my strength as a Muslim. فلتمشي بالمعنى هكذا وإذا تسائق السيارة هكذا. Okay? جيد. The school is it's a madrasa, or we call it, obviously still use the Arabic word, for the young children to come on a Saturday. So they come on a Saturday morning from around 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then they study a range of, they try to study like a broad range. So they study Arabic, study Quran, they study history, they study fiqh and akhlaq. So there's tried to cover a very broad range of subjects. And they go all the way up until getting like a GCSE Arabic or GCSE, you know, so there's GCSE Islamic Studies. So they go all the way up to getting some sort of recognised qualifications.